Do you owe $10,000 or more on at least 2 federal student loans? Then you may qualify.
Department of Education. These programs can reduce your interest, lower your payments, and possibly qualify you for loan forgiveness. If you have $10,000 or more and at least 2 federal student loans and currently not in school, you may qualify for one of these programs. Call now to check your eligibility. Student loan advisors are standing by to help you determine if you qualify for these new programs. They can help you reduce your interest, lower your payment, and even forgive a portion of your student loan debt. Take control of your financial future. Make this free 5-minute free call now to Nationwide Student Loans and learn how you can reduce your student loan debt.
800-949-8708. 800-949-8708. 800-949-8708. 800-949-8708.
Greece is cheap.
But the airfare costs a fortune.
Paris?
Not much closer, and again, airfare...
What about Puerto Vallarta?
Let's face it, flying anywhere is just too expensive.
Wait, what's this? Low-cost airlines.
With one call to low-cost airlines, you'll drastically slash your travel costs. We're talking insanely low airline prices to any of your favorite destinations. Where would you like to go? London, Rome, Costa Rica, Australia?
Wow, that's cheap.
So why wait? Call now to learn how crazy cheap it is to fly anywhere in the U.S. or international. Our prices are so low, we can't publish them. The only way to get them is to call to instantly hear the most amazing best deals on airline travel. It's that easy. So call now and start packing.
800-719-5601. 800-719-5601. 800-719-5601. That's 800-719-5601.
This is The Real 1100 AM. More sports, more music, more things that matter. Giving you more of The Real. The Real.
Yes, this is Mr. Controversy, and this is the infamous 3-point conversion station. Keep it locked. Yes. We fooled y'all. Yeah, we still here. We here this weekend. We back, baby. The 3-point conversion sports lounge. Hey, man. It's first of all, I hope everyone is safe out there. It is crazy out there. Even in Georgia, it's crazy in Atlanta. So, but we here though. That's all that matters. You know, we had to fight through a little adversity, but we here, and there's going to be a great show lined up for you. Sit back, relax. Whatever your vice is, go ahead and do that while you listen to the 3-point conversion sports lounge. Once again, I'm your host, Mr. Controversy. Did you miss me? And, of course, I'm not doing this by myself. I have my God make everything happen. Whether he's in the limelight, whether he's in the back room, whatever. My guy G, what up, G? Yeah, G had to make a special entrance today. And then I got my road dog partner in crime, the intellectual. What up, bro?
What up?
Nothing much, man. How you feeling?
Man, I'm good. Can't complain. It's rain out here. Ugly, boy.
Yeah, it is, man. But it's like I said, it's ugly out there. But it's cool. We inside now. You know, we about to get this thing started. Got a great show lined up for you. Just gonna hop right into it. First, we are talking NFL draft. We have special guest, the 3-point conversion draft expert. And this dude, I was about to say something else. This dude is an expert. My God, Worley. That's why I say he's gonna break the NFL draft down, man. So we have him talk about the draft, A lot of questions with Justin Fields and what is the Atlanta Falcons going to do? So much, man. We're going to get into. Also, we're talking about the NBA with Tyronn Lue, man. Like, it's actually not just Tyronn Lue. You got Tyronn. You got Nate McMillan. You got William. What's my guy name in Phoenix? Monty Williams. You got so many people right now that you can put in this Coach of the Year discussion. We're going to get into that. Also, we got to talk about the hot shooting of Steph Curry. The thing with Steph Curry is he's been shooting hot. He's been, like, hot. And they beat Denver. They just have Denver's number, it seems like. But they still, like, barely over 500. I think they just reached 500. So
just reached it.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that dynamic. Then we're going to talk about the MVP race, man. It's getting heated with Joker, with Embiid. I mean, it's funny because we talked about it 3 weeks ago, even before when Embiid was out.
Mm-hmm.
And now Stephen got into it, so we're going to get into that. We have battlegrounds this week. Yes, we have Danny Thompson going up against Clarence Nixon. This is the second round. And then we have MLB talk. We're going to talk about some tradition. The tradition is not happening that maybe we wish it would happen. I don't know. Maybe it's the Get Off My Lawn segment. We're gonna figure out, Cypher, is it Get Off My Lawn or is it that we just don't like the rules? The rules don't work. Then we got Quick Hit Stop It, What's on Our Mind. Let your family and friends know they can listen to the show live locally on 1100 AM, WWE The Real. Also, we're on the 3 Point Conversion Facebook page. We're on the 3pointconversion.com. We're also streaming on iHeartRadio. We're on TuneIn Radio. Just look up 1100 WWE. All right, y'all. It's time to get to these quick hits. Let's do it. Shout out to Sharon Beats. So first, Major League Baseball has teamed up with the Independent Atlantic League to test rule changes with current set aimed at keeping starting pitchers in the game longer and creating more balls in play. In the second half of Atlantic League play this summer, starting August 3rd, the pitching rubber will be moved back 1 foot to 61 feet, 6 inches, giving hitters more time to react to pitches. Strikeouts in Major League Baseball increased each year from 2007 to 2019. They also implement a double hook rule in which a team will lose its designated hitter when it removes its starting pitcher. That rule will be in effect the entire season.
They're doing too much.
They're doing too much. Like my son say, doing too much. First off,
you need to react how you need to react.
Yeah, if you can't hit it, you can't hit it. They tripping with that, man. So
that's too much. And then the double hook rule, you lose your designated hitter when you move his starting pitcher. What?
Yeah, that don't make sense. So whatever,
well, you see these pitchers going 5-6 innings. Like they're not a lot of complete games anymore.
Yeah,
right.
They're trying to make it more exciting.
But still,
is this exciting?
No.
See, that's going. Hey, this sets up the MLB segment later on. Moving on, college football teams will be required to attempt 2-point conversions after touchdowns in the second overtime period of games rather than the third, according to the change approved this week by the NCAA's playing rule. Because remember, it was one game where Texas A&M and LSU in 2018 ended 74-72. I thought it was a college basketball score.
They doing too much too. These rules changes and all this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
mean, I get it to an extent because you don't want no 74-72 game, but.
I understand that though. The reason why I agree with that is just because it's exciting, but come on, man. I don't want to see 8, and then you got to think about the players. That's a lot. So
it's from a player safety perspective, and plus, like, which I think, didn't they do this in the AAF where starting in the third overtime, they'll start doing alternating 2-point conversion attempts.
So I get this. This makes sense, and I'm with it. Moving on, sticking with college football, the College Football Playoff Management Committee this week was presented with possibilities for future expansion, including options ranging from 6 to 16 teams. The CFP, College Football Playoff, is entering this 8th season of 12-year contractual agreement. All parties involved would have to unanimously agree to change the contract before it expires. So, we've been preaching this for a while. We've been saying they should have more teams. The 4 teams is, you got a lot of teams that can come in. Then not only that, it would allow other teams like the
team this year.
What was the team? Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Teams like that to get in. That you feel
and
so.
See what they do. They can lose
Central
in the first
Florida
round.
a couple of years ago.
Right, they can lose in the first round as opposed to trying to get
Right, and it just makes it more exciting. But it's fair to the kids instead of 4 because we all know who's going to be the 4.
Yeah, Ohio State, Clemson,
and it's got to come from Alabama, a Power 5. And that's not right.
Ohio State, Clemson.
Right.
Anybody.
In Oregon or Texas, something like that. Whatever, but yeah. Moving on. Japan declared a 3rd state of emergency for significant portions of the country, including 2 of its largest cities, Tokyo and Osaka, in an effort to curb COVID-19 infections after another surge in cases. So the emergency order will start on April 25th. This is called the short and intensive emergency order from April 25th to May 11th. So I'm going to ask you, it's because the Olympics is supposed to start July 23rd. If they don't have it,
well, ain't finna be no Olympics.
Remember he was doing all this talking about Biden and all of this, and I mean I wish none of this on anyone, but look, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, this stuff is real. This stuff is, you got to look out for this.
Right.
You know, I'm with it. Like I think G said it before. Like, I mean, I know they was talking about Biden and everything, but we gotta look out for people. We gotta look out for the people, man. Like, it's got to stop being about money, which it won't be, but it needs to stop being about money and being about health, being about, worrying about everybody else, man. So I'm with it. I get it. I understand. And last but not least, champion Kamaru Usman and challenger Jorge Masvidal both successfully weighed in Friday morning for their welterweight championship match. Usman weighed at 169.5 pounds and Masvidal right at 170. So Usman would defend his UFC welterweight title against the other guy. I'm going to stop saying his name because I feel like I'm messing it up. For the main event of UFC 261 tonight in Jacksonville, Florida.
Masvidal.
You watching it?
Yeah, I hope Masvidal get his face punched in.
Why? Why you say that?
Because his political beliefs.
Is what?
His political beliefs.
Oh. All right, we're going to wrap quick hits with that. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be back with a hot topic. You don't want to miss this, man. We digging in deep. Some people might not like it, but we about to be real with it.
Join me for a minute. I want you to hear something.
Sports Talk it is.
Welcome! You're listening to the Sports Talk Show, and I'm the Sports Talk Wayne Candy.
The 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. And I'm your host, Mr. Controversy.
Hello and welcome to DNA Sports. This is Don the D and DNA.
What's going on? This is Ace of the A and DNA.
Where we bring the facts about sports.
It's Sports Roundtable. I am your humble host, H.O.
Download the Real 1100 app from your Google Play or Apple App Store today.
This is Charlie Batch, 15-year NFL veteran, 2-time Super Bowl champion, and you are listening to the 3-Point Conversion.
Get ready. From the oven to your ears, it's now time for the Hot Topic.
Yes. We are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. I'm your host, Mr. Controversy, with my guy, D Intellectual.
What up?
Real quick shout out to AAU 9th grade MCE Mississippi Celtics Elite. They won the championship. Shout out to Lil Cuz Jacoby. He's on that, man. Dude got game. That team is nice, 9th graders, man. That's a They got game, man. But shout out to them, man. They doing it the right way. The coach doing it the right way. So, hey, man, it might be AAU might be back, heading towards the right way, especially after all that bad exposure they got, for the coaches that weren't doing it, trying to use that to get money and use them children, man. So, but shout out to them. All right, so we saw last week, was it last week? I think it was last week, that Eddie George was named the head coach of the Tennessee State University, basically TSU, but HBCU team. And he named Hugh Jackson as an assistant and Jeff Fisher as an consultant. But we see what happened with Deion, right? Now you see, we saw Troy Aikman at the game. Everybody was excited about that. You got all these players coming in. I think even not Buddy Ryan's son, not
Rex.
Rob, but Rex. He was there. He came to visit Deion. So it's great because HBCU is getting all of this exposure. Everybody's seeing them and recognizing them now. Like they're playing on ESPN. Lovely. But let's be real. Deion come in and coach. Yeah, he coached Pee Wee League or high school, whatever it was.
It was high school.
High school. Eddie George, he coached Tecmo Bowl, Super Tecmo Bowl. It's probably the only thing he coached.
He was trying to get on Broadway as an actor.
Okay, so my point,
That's
right,
what he's really doing.
right, and I think because he probably won a Madden championship, he think he coached. But kudos to him, I'm happy for him. But my whole point is, it's good for the HBCU, but at the same time, when you're bringing these coaches that don't have experience, and you're overlooking these assistant coaches who've been assistant coaches, putting them years in, putting that work in. Is the recognition worth overshadowing and overstepping these assistant coaches who've been, doing it for years, trying to get up to that level of coaching and who can coach?
I think it is. Because you got to think about the money aspect, right? Because what's one of the biggest things that HBCUs run into, right? They be having money issues, right? And if you got a big name like Eddie George or Deion Sanders, you're going to have that money coming in and also having those players that want to come because they're thinking about the NFL. I mean, I get it, right? We talk about it all the time about, hey, this coach has been here and ooh, yeah, but what, at the detriment to the school or the detriment of what you can get because you wanted to show loyalty to that coach? No. I mean, I get it. Yeah, you do want to show loyalty and give him what he's been, deserving and trying to sit back and wait for. You know what I'm saying? But if you have an opportunity to get an Eddie George who knows football, he came up in it, he been in football his whole life. The X's and O's, they, you learn them. You can, you know what I'm saying? You can kind of get those together. But I'm taking.
I hear you, but that last part, I don't know if you can get. If you're not a coach, you're not a coach. Now, granted, I think what TSU is doing is okay. We get this high guy, even with a Hugh Jackson, but you get this high guy.
Yeah, you surround yourself with the necessary.
And then he got Jeff Fisher.
So
right now it's like
Nash did when he got the head coaching job. He got Mike D'Antoni.
Right.
He surrounded himself.
Now
with
that,
things.
I get and I understand. Like you said, with the money, it can help out for that. But then again, I go to those coaches. Like I said, you've been putting in this work.
Man, it's a tough world, dog.
Nah, that's the easiest way.
It's a tough world.
You can't go by that.
Times get hard, don't they?
Right.
Hey,
but
man.
But be real. You got these coaches, man. They ready to get now they getting overlooked by this, and you can understand how I could empathize with them because they're like, man, this dude Eddie George,
hey, man, it's a tough cookie, dog.
But that's not right. You know what I'm saying? And it's got to be a way to fix that because it's not right. And the thing is,
I mean, it's bigger fishes that need to be.
No, right. But I'm talking about this
way
though.
Bigger because we talk about how black coaches can't even get an opportunity
right.
with regular D1
But that's my point. And
so
it's like you getting Eddie George, you getting Deion. They're black and these superstars and it's getting the money because we need the money. You're right. But at the same time, if they're not getting coached up right now. The good thing, like I said, with TSU, with Hugh Jackson, they'll get coached up. With Deion, who knows if, I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
Well, how you know he not though?
When
but you just taking it because he didn't have this experience. What if they over there really learning how to play football? He's a Hall of Famer.
But it's still, and I tell you, every coach, it's like doing this. Just because you've done a podcast and you won you an athlete or whatever it is, like you just know sports, don't mean you can jump into radio. It's like, and that's what I'm saying. So, and I'm not saying Deion is not. I'm just saying, you look at the children too. It's like, are they going to get coached up? If these coaches are not experienced? It's funny. We see with Jackson State what happened with Jackson State. They came out winning, but they played Popeye's Chicken University, blew them out. But then when they started playing the other HBCU schools, then they start losing.
I mean, it's still a learning curve for him too.
And true enough, he don't have his players either. Like,
yeah.
But my point is, that's what I'm saying though.
This is year one,
right.
And they went 4-3. I mean, they weren't
during the pandemic.
We're expecting them to go undefeated.
No. But what I'm saying is, what I'm saying is the hype. Hold on, G. What I'm saying is the hype. The hype was, we got Deion,
but that's part of it.
Hold on, and what they wanted, it worked.
Right.
But now going back to these children, are the children? That's the question. I'm not saying they not, but I'm saying, are the children now? Will they be able to benefit and get taught how to play football and be coached correctly? Versus, you got Deion who coached high school, but then you got this assistant coach who's been in the rankings and been assistant coach in the HBCU world for
he can bring that to
multiple
my team.
years.
He can bring that to my team then.
He can bring what?
Them years of experience that he brings.
So you saying you'd rather have money over?
Yeah, the money and the notoriety.
I look at it like this.
The league will almost fold. You see how bad it's been?
No,
like you can't. Yo, I'm talking about you can't take the opportunity because you want to appease this coach. Like he has to be.
Well, it's not even appeasing the coach. But
Hold on.
Go ahead.
He has to be. He has to know that it's also bigger than him. Right? It's bigger than him because he's been an assistant for 15 years, and now is his time to step into the limelight. Like, there are going to be some sacrifices, and this is one of the sacrifices because of the money that's going to be brought into these leagues that they are struggling to get. They need this.
And also, like, with assistant, I saw this number with Eddie George. He's going to make $400,000 a year. There are assistants on the FBS level that make more than that. Mm-hmm. And, if you're looking for the coaches that they have been at least assistant coaches in Power 5 or even mid-major programs, they don't take these jobs at the HBCU because they can make more being an assistant. So the money is, that's another way that the money is a part of this.
Are you saying because he's not getting paid enough?
And so if you get a Deion Sanders or Eddie George, who some people may say they don't need the money in a way, but they have the name, they have the influence, that's the guy you want. And then, that's a way that the whole thing can change the way that, with players that they're getting, with transfers that you're getting.
Even the conversation that we're having now, if Eddie George or Deion was there, would we be even having
We're not talking about we're not talking about black college football.
Right.
And Doug Williams coached at Grambling. The show wasn't on at the time, but would we have been talking about it? Probably not that much.
Right. This is what it's about.
So but with the recognition, like I said, I wonder if, will it get to a point though where if they keep they keep doing this, because you got a lot of people want to coach, like Ray Lewis, Ed Reed is interested in everything. Right. So if they come in and they coach, which is great, because you're getting the recognition, it's like, then when does the balance happen as far as
when we start seeing these All-Americans, the ones playing in the U.S. Army All-American game, these top 100 or top 300 recruits, if they're choosing Florida A&M over Florida because Ed Reed or Ray Lewis is there, that's when things are going to change where these schools will play these Power 5 schools, even if it's just for the check, even if they lose 50-0. But it will bring more eyes and more exposure
to those. Yeah.
So don't you think they should start? So, because here's my thing. I get all of that, and I understand it. Because remember with Deion, I spoke about it. It makes sense. When I saw Eddie George, it was like, Eddie George? Okay. I get it, but then my thing is, you got a Hugh Jackson as assistant coach. I don't know if he didn't want to be a head coach, but now why will we see, or I hope, and because I can't say that they're not going after them. Maybe they turn them down. I don't know, but I guess I hope that from here on out, you start seeing coaches like Hugh Jackson that's like, all right, I'm gonna call out Unc. I ain't gonna call him out like that, but I'm gonna call Unc like Ray. I can't remember Unc's name. The OC. No.
Oh, Sherman.
Ray Sherman. If they gave him a job, would it be to go there?
I don't know, because you got to. So Ray Sherman. That don't mean a 19-year-old or 17-year-old know him. They know Eddie George. They know Deion.
No. But listen, what I'm saying. I'm not going by that.
Right, but I'm going off name recognition. Right. That's what I'm saying.
But I'm saying every school. That's what I'm saying. So my point is, I don't think every school. I get Deion. I get Eddie George, and it's a lot of schools in HBCU. So if you have
depends on what the school wants to do.
Yeah, if you have names like Ray Lewis, you got a couple of names spring. I get that. It's cool. But what I'm saying is, wouldn't it be great to have a head coach that can coach? And I'm not saying the coaches before.
But you kind of insinuate that they can't coach because you don't know them to coach.
No, I didn't even say that. What I'm saying is, if you bring in a coach or a top assistant that's been in the NFL or a former head coach that's been in the NFL, forget what the kids know. They only know Deion because of YouTube, if that. You know what I'm saying? They weren't around when Deion was playing.
Everybody know Deion though. Deion is everywhere.
Don't everybody know? They don't know Eddie George. So what I'm saying is, the kids might not know him because they're kids. They might know him just a name. But I'm saying, wouldn't it be dope, or it'd help? It'd be good to see now you get these coaches that have experiences, been in the NFL, to come in and see Hugh Jackson.
Maybe they've asked him and they did.
No, that's why I said I don't know if they did. I'm saying I'm not saying that. Yeah. I'm just saying if it would be cool to see that, because then now you got a coach that. Still, I don't care who, it's not a player, but ESPN and all of them, they see Hugh Jackson, they'd be all over that because it's Hugh Jackson. If they see another former black head coach or a high-profile assistant coach go there, you getting exposure, plus you getting the coaching now. That's what I'm saying. So I'm wondering and I'm hoping that we will see that in the future. And you can also have your Ray Lewis's and everything, but still to have those coaches that can coach, that where these players will be able to get coached up. Like, yeah, I know Deion, and like I said, I'm not saying Deion can't coach. This is the first year, but we know Deion know football. We know that. But again, it's a difference between the skill set of coaching and just knowing football.
Yo, the HBCUs need as much name recognition and it being hollered out about on ESP, on like everywhere. And if that's what it takes to get it there, then that's just what it had to be for the the next couple of years.
And also consider this, like, I know it ended up not being true, but like when it came out, when Deion took the job and who his staff was going to be, probably only like one person who was on that list was actually hired.
Right.
But it's going to be just as important who they hire around them, because it may be other NFL players.
Right. You need that. Right.
Dennis Thurman is the defensive coordinator. He played in the NFL for a long time. And if Eddie George is bringing in Jeff Fisher and Hugh Jackson, then these other players who want to take these jobs will want to bring people they're familiar with too, and those will be NFL guys.
Right. And like you're saying, that's the coaching. That's what they didn't have. That's what they may not have, but their name recognition brings this, and on the back end, I could bring
and see now,
these
and I like
coaches
what
and bring
what TSU did, because TSU, I thought it was very smart the way they did that because it was
Jeff
like, hey,
Fisher.
let's get the face. Let's get the face.
Let's get some NFL in here.
Yeah, but then let's get, and that's what I'm saying. Getting that NFL, not just to be assistant coaches, but to be a coach. Like it'd be dope to see an assistant coach that didn't get that coaching job in the NFL be a head coach.
But
but then you have a Ray Lewis. You have you know what I'm saying?
But you got to think about that NFL coach that's in the NFL and he missed out on a head coaching job. He's not jumping all the way down to a HBCU.
I mean, hey, if it's
because they would consider that that's a far jump from because I'm not saying you won't get back to the NFL, but you almost jumping out of the NFL to go to a
I'm talking about
HBCU.
if you had
got to
coach.
get.
I'm not saying assistant coach now. Like no, I would. But I'm saying, say if you was a former assistant coach, would you consider going back?
Yeah, because
that's a jump.
From the NFL to the HBCU, you probably ain't going back to the NFL.
But you see I know, right? But you see a lot of people say it's for the kids and this all that.
Yeah,
and now it's
but that's and I get what you're saying, but
and another like with any college football program, the face of the program is the head coach. So you want if you got to put your head coach out there, that's your franchise player.
Yeah.
So if he's the face, then that's the first thing that the recruits are going to think of.
Right.
So they see Deion Sanders.
Right.
Or Eddie George, like these guys played in the NFL, and they may have seen him just on YouTube, but they know they made it.
Hall of Fame careers.
We're talking about careers. Let me address Mike real quick. Mike said, "Are you assuming George and Deion are coaching him up?" First of all, we can't assume nothing with Eddie George because Eddie George hadn't coached yet, so we don't know about that. Deion, like I stated earlier, we don't know I can't say if he's coaching him up or not. But what I'm saying is, if this trend follows, whatever, as far as HBCU, is it more than just, I know, because I know the main goal is get recognition and all of that, but you just want to be sure, and like I said, so.
And shout out to Rick, like he said, are these schools a topic on the show? If it wasn't for
right, and that's what I'm saying, right,
he wouldn't even be having this conversation. You know what I mean?
Right, but like I said, when is it going to level out from here to year 7? You know what I'm saying? To the quality of coaching and like I said, hopefully these guys can coach, but we'll see. All right, y'all, good topic. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be back to talk some college kids going to the NFL. Keep it locked.
Kids follow your lead. Help them stay healthy. Wash your hands. Don't touch your eyes, nose, or mouth. And cover coughs and sneezes. Clean and disinfect the objects you touch often, like your phone, the remote, and doorknobs. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. And if you're the one who's sick, stay home. This station is part of the Beasley Best Community of Caring, and we care about your family. For more info, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19.
Yo, this is Champ Bailey, 2019 Pro Football Hall of Famer. I just want to give a shout out to my boys at 3 Point Conversion Radio. There it is.
All right, we are back inside the 3 Point Conversion Sports Lounge, and we were just talking college football. Let's get to this NFL draft. We're going to transition, and to do that, we're going to bring in the 3 Point Conversion draft expert. He's a writer for the 3 Point Conversion and an analyst for the 3 Point Conversion. My man, Mr. Derek Worley. What's going on, Derek? How you doing today?
What's up, man? I'm doing good. It's up early here on the West Coast. I know we talked about it. 7:30 out here. Never too early to start talking some football, so appreciate it.
Hey, we definitely appreciate you, man.
Super early out there.
Yes. So let's jump into it, man. It's been a lot of talk about Justin Fields' stock dropping with everything, including his epilepsy. Like, they're bringing this out. I think it really, I'm wondering if it's a ploy with these NFL teams, because they be doing that stuff to
make them drop
so they can get them right, or to make people get their eyes off of them. But either or, do you see Fields dropping out of the top 10, or do you think that's just smoke?
I think it's smoke and mirrors, man. I've said this all along, and I just look back at what Kyle Shanahan has seen from Justin Fields, because he worked him out when he was in high school. So this is like a relationship that's been on for a long time. And I personally think that Justin Fields is just going to go right to San Francisco at 3, just because. And honestly, I have him rated as number 2 over Zach Wilson, and that's just because of things that I value in a quarterback when I'm looking at it versus things that other people evaluate. And if you look at Justin Fields, his average targeted throw is always past the sticks. His average per attempt is usually around 11 to 10 yards. He's perfect on those deep outs. He's perfect on those comebacks to the sideline. He can throw it from one hash to the other sideline. And just that fits perfectly with what San Francisco is trying to do, because that zone run scheme, if you put Justin Fields into this offense and allow him to show the ball, run that bootleg, you're going to either freeze the defender and you're going to open that run game up, or they're going to crash and Justin Fields can use his legs and hit these deep comebacks, these outside corner routes perfectly in this offense.
Yeah, I can only imagine him in that offense. Like, scary. Since we're here in Atlanta, should the Falcons use the 4th pick to make a splash pick, or go for what they need, or trade back for more picks?
So I'm just looking at Atlanta's cap situation, and obviously we know that the cap's probably going to go up a good amount next year. But if they want to do something crazy, which is move Matt Ryan and they don't think it's his time, then they're going to cost themselves $40 million in dead cap space, and that's pretty much going to eliminate any rise in the cap. So if I'm Atlanta, I'm sticking there. I don't overthink this. I just get Kyle Pitts because they still have that selection number 108. They have 3 picks inside the top 70. So you can really build up this offense, because the running backs are probably going to slip a little bit, and they're going to be able to get a good running back in the second round, and then maybe like a wideout like De'Ami Brown from North Carolina in round 3 to just boost that offense up around Matt Ryan, because I still think his play is solid, and just because he needs a better supporting cast, and Kyle Pitts immediately provides a weapon that's kind of a mismatch nightmare for anybody. So I think don't overthink it, just get Kyle Pitts, and then just address some other needs.
Yeah, I mean, based on the stats, it hasn't been Matt Ryan's fault. Like,
not
right.
Some of it, yeah, it's not. But I mean, but I'm with you. Like he's solid. He's played great. He's played very good. So they just, that's Atlanta. They always want to blame it on someone. So who are the players that are rated lower than should be, that you feel like they should be, and then also who are ranked higher or rated higher than they should be?
Okay, so I'll start off with both of the offensive guys that I think are just rated completely too low. And the first one is Khalil Herbert, the running back out of Virginia Tech. And I watched him play a little bit at Kansas, but this year at Virginia Tech, he really just opened up his play style. And this is a player that goes back and he admires LaDainian Tomlinson. And this is a player that I had slotted in one of my mid-round selections to the Chargers. But in all honesty, he is my number 4 rated running back in this class. He does everything well. He makes people miss an open space. He's got a great jump cut, and he just finishes the run off. And this is just, like, if you look at all the other running backs in this class, I'd firmly place him inside the top 5, and he's rated far outside the top 10 on some boards. And then for wide receiver position, I got Jalen Darden, the wideout from North Texas, and he is just a prime-time slot operator. He caught 19 touchdown passes last year alone, but 16 of those came from the slot position. So he just knows how to utilize those option routes and then just find a way in a hole inside the middle of that defense. And like I said, 16 TDs from the slot alone in one season is pretty incredible. And then for the defensive side of the ball, we're going to move on to Paris Ford. He plays safety for Pitt. And this is a guy that was originally day 1 selection on some boards. And then his play dropped off a little bit last season just because some of the other assets that were on the Pittsburgh defense, even though their defensive line was really solid this year, it's just something just wasn't clicking for him in this defense, and then he ended up opting out for the rest of the season. So that kind of hurt his draft stock, but in all actuality, he is probably the best run defender from the safety position in this class, and I just think that he should still be a round 2 selection, but he's been seen as low as round 4, round 5. And then the final guy on defense I got is D'Angelo Malone, and I think that people just have question marks about his ability to transition to outside linebacker. He's out of Western Kentucky. He played in a 4-3 defensive end spot in college, but he has so much speed off the edge that he could literally line up as just a situational pass rusher to start his NFL career and probably end up with a 7 or 8 sack season as a rookie just because he's so athletic and has so much speed and talent to just pierce the edge on the defense. So I just think that in terms of where he's going to fall on the draft board, somebody could probably have him as a round 2 grade, but just because they don't know what he's going to be able to bring to the outside linebacker position because he doesn't have the builds for a 4-3 defensive end, I think that just kind of turns some of the teams down.
Mm-hmm. Now, what team or teams in the first round you think will make a surprise pick?
So everybody's pointing towards Cincinnati, and I think that this is just it's a Cincinnati thing to do, going back to when they selected John Ross. Everyone's talking about you need to protect Joe Burrow. They saw the pictures, and his knee is highlighted with that gigantic scar from that surgery. And it's like, tell me you're drafting a lineman without telling me you're drafting a lineman. But I honestly think that this is something that Cincinnati is going to do, and they're going to go get Jamar Chase if he's not gone. Because if Kyle Pitts is gone, I think that they're just going to get Jamar Chase and trust that the additions they made in the offseason are going to help him, and they'll try to grab an offensive lineman later.
Well, you all heard it first. I got Derek Worley, the 3-point conversion draft analyst. Y'all see what he's talking about, what he working with. You know, some of y'all was like, let me look that guy up. Let me look that player he talking about up. Yeah, he knows all of them. So, hey, man, appreciate you for coming on. Might have you back next week to talk about what you saw and what you think as far as, you know, the teams and what happened for the first few rounds. All right. Appreciate you, Derek.
All right, man. Hey, I appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Absolutely.
All right, no problem. All right. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back to talk some NBA. Don't go anywhere.
If you love it, your favorite music, news, talk, sports, and you want to hear it, it's in the palm of your hand. Text IHR to 45495 to download the app or listen at iHeartRadio.com. Standard text and data rates apply.
What's up? This is Gilbert Arenas rocking with the 3-Point Conversion Radio. Y'all tune in. Holla at your boy.
All right, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. And so I'm going to go back to it. We were talking, I mentioned as far as the coaches. First, before we get into all the coaches, the Clippers, they're 9-1 in their last 10 games.
Mm-hmm.
Rondo's been a big help getting Rondo in.
Mm-hmm. He's a leader.
Yet still, they've been doing this without Kawhi. Kawhi's missed like the last 3 or 4 games.
Paul will be out.
Right. Then they traded Lou. They don't have Montrez, and they're basically where they were last year. Can we give Ty Lue a consideration, even just to say, hey, maybe he should be in the runnings? Would you say that for Ty Lue?
No.
Tell me why.
Like you said, they are where they are last year. They're a great team already. There are so many other coaches doing a whole bunch of different things that deserve more consideration. And if you want to get into that, the first thing we can start off is with the New York Knicks and Tom Thibodeau. But not only just him, right? What's the dude name in Charlotte? Borrego?
Borrego.
Yeah, Borrego. When Melo went out, we thought it was over.
Mm-hmm.
When Hayward first went out, we like, what they gonna do? What they're going to do is continue to play 500 basketball like they've been doing. You know, they'll have a bad game, you know, i.e. they just lost one, you know, the other night pretty bad, but they'll come back the following day and have bad memory like a closer. You know what I mean? They lose that game, they come out and play harder the next game and try to do better.
But what does that have to do with Tado? I get you. I'm not, because we're going to get into those names later. Right. I'm not saying they shouldn't or whatever, but why? So you said because they are where they are, they're in the same place. But they don't have Montrez.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't think that was a big loss, personally.
That was a huge loss.
I didn't think it, and it's showing that it wasn't.
Well, maybe because of coaching. Because remember, he was averaging 19 and 8.
So a lot of his points were lost points. Those points were a lot of nothing.
Say lost.
Did you see his plus and minus last year? It's the same like this year too. Like his points are very.
You know, you make a valid point with that. I'm not analytical. I don't go off that crap. I think that's BS because it depends on who's on the floor with him and all that. You know, but then they lost him. They traded Lou. Mm-hmm. They've dealt with injuries, all like you stated. Yeah. Paul been out, Kawhi been out.
Yeah, but they also have enough. They have enough.
So
they second team can beat a lot of teams' first starters.
No, not this year. That was last year.
What you think is happening? You just flat out said that Kawhi's out, Paul has been out, but they still been winning because their second team is very good. The people were asking all the time when they signed Luke Kennard, why would they do that? Because you see what he does, right? He can stretch the floor, he can dribble the ball and create and still do a lot of things.
Who else can you name from the second unit? So what? I'm not saying they're not playing good. What I'm saying is, I don't think it's just them. I mean, you got to give Todd because Todd can't.
Yeah, you definitely give him credit, but I don't think he deserves Coach of the Year.
I ain't saying he should be Coach of the Year. I said in the considering of the name considered. So you don't think so? Okay. Mm-hmm. G, do you feel that? You think he should just somebody say, hey, what about Ty Lue? Something like that.
I mean, he'll get considered, but. You know, with these awards, it's about the story, right. The narrative. So, I mean, he may get a vote or two. He'll get a third or fourth place vote.
And that's what I'm asking. I'm not asking if he's going to win it. I don't think he's the winner, but I'm not saying that. So, he came in and he took over. It was a situation that was because didn't Cassell leave with Doc, or did Cassell stay? I think he left.
Stayed or he was willing to stay.
I can't remember, but either or, I just know he came in his team it was a lot going on, and he kept his team up, float. All right. Now going back to the coaches period. You named Borrego. I think, his name would be considered. But you got Borrego, you got Monty Williams, you got Tibbs. Who else am I missing? Nate McMillan.
I think he'll get some consideration by saying the fact that he wasn't the coach from it was probably half the season, a little bit over half.
What the funny thing is, they got the best record in the East since he's taken over.
Yeah.
So. But I don't know if he's qualified enough games to get it. So at this point, who would you say coach of the year?
Thibodeau. Yeah, Thibodeau. Like, cause you know when the Hawks started signing all these players, what were we saying? Oh, I could see them being fourth or fifth, right? Because they had signed the right players. Right. They did this. You know, when the Knicks were doing it, we was like, what? Like,
well, the Knicks, it's like they're just signing a bunch of forwards,
right?
For no reason.
And then look what happened. They the best defensive team in the league, and they offense. First off, Julius Randle should be getting MVP considerations now. You know what I'm saying? Like Thibodeau's out there got them not only defending, but they executing on the offensive end also.
I don't think nobody saw.
The Knicks doing this. I had to give a shout out to my homie on something because he a Knicks fan and he said, "Man, we gonna be here." Well, I was like, "Man, get out of here." They the Knicks. You know when the season started. Look, I had to give him props. Like, "Hey, man, you said it." You know what I mean? Like literally, not saying it can happen.
But he had to be a Knicks.
He is a Knicks fan. Yeah, it's what 12, 13 games left, right?
Right.
They 4 games out of third.
Yeah. No, Knicks been playing great. Knicks been playing. Well, you know, you got to give it to you. It's you know what? Here's the thing, Phoenix. We know we saw them start off 8-0.
We saw them in the bubble last year. We had them expectations. We had them expectations actually when Monty took over them. You know what I mean?
Not like this, not to be the second.
Not the second, but we had them expectations. And you also got to put Chris Paul into the consideration because now you almost talk about him being coach of the year. You know what I'm saying?
MVP.
Coach of the year.
No, Chris Paul, coach of the year.
You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Because if you're going to give it to Monty, you kind of got to give it to Chris Paul too. You know what I'm saying? What was the stat that we saw? everywhere that Chris Paul goes, the team
gets better.
You know what I mean?
Better.
But Thibodeau didn't get nobody. Who was Thibodeau's point guard?
Julius Randle.
Yeah, Julius Randle.
You know what I mean? He got D Rose out here hooping again. 35 minutes a game almost. He played 35 minutes. You're probably going to need 2 games off in a row.
See, I knew Tibbs, when Tibbs coming in, I didn't think they would be as good, but I knew Tibbs was going to get them right.
And he was going to have them playing hard and be there. But they are even better than that.
And it's not in a way that you expected. I mean, like Obi Toppin was the lottery pick, but it's quickly getting Emmanuel quickly getting the minutes.
Right, because Toppin can't even. Only reason Toppin is in now is because Taj got hurt the other day, and Noel got hurt. You know what I mean? Toppin out there looking lost, but he getting a few. You know what I mean? Now,
yeah, Cassell left. Thanks, Mike. Cassell did leave, but if Nate, I don't know if it is going to qualify enough, but if
and I think that probably would disqualify.
If it was, I would give it to Nate. For Nate to come in, and because now we know it was strictly the head coach. You know what I'm saying? With that situation,
yeah.
Trey Young plays differently. The whole team plays,
and not just that. Atlanta, you know, and like you say, you got to get Nate some of that. Atlanta ain't had their whole team all year,
right? And they got the best record in the East since he's taken over.
And we just talked about it. Trey didn't play last night.
And last night they played Miami. And last night
we knew they was. I knew Miami was going to win.
Trey and Capella didn't play. Tony Snell out. You still got the other 2 players.
Goodwood came in and balled out. Played best basketball this season.
The rookie
Onyeka,
he played well. So I mean, you got to do Nate, and then you still can't forget. I don't care what people say. You still can't forget what Doc Rivers has done with that Philadelphia.
Facts.
That 76ers team looked totally different.
Facts.
And you got to remember, they got Embiid, but remember, they playing without Tobias and Ben Simmons for the last few games.
Yeah. Yes.
And still holding down.
Yes. So you definitely got to give Doc his kudos. But I mean,
so so you going Tibbs? You say Tibbs?
I'm going Tibbs.
G, you say CP3? I'm just playing. Monty Williams. You get Monty Williams.
For me, it's between Monty Williams and Quinn Snyder.
Oh yeah, we've got Quinn. I forgot about Quinn. Yeah, Quinn got to get it.
Yeah, he gets some.
No, he got to get it.
And
they number one team in the West.
Even though Doc's done a good job, and I think the only exception to winning the award more than once is Greg Popovich. I mean, I know some other. I think Don Nelson won it twice or something like that.
Right.
But I think that who expected the Jazz to have the best record in the West, if not the league?
Right. They were
and
always
they
like
don't have anybody.
Yeah.
They had 3 All-Stars, but none of them will be considered for MVP, and maybe one of them will make an All-NBA team. So it's a lot of really good players, but not the superstar players. I don't care what y'all say, what Donovan Mitchell is. He's not a superstar. Y'all throw that word around too much.
Right, he's not a superstar. No, he's not.
But nobody on their team is going to be considered for MVP, but they have the best record. So I think that's going to be in consideration for a lot of the voters too.
Shout out to Lowe. He brought up Nash. Like the thing for me with Nash,
no one's talked about Nash.
The reason I wouldn't is because of but I guess I could say the team he has, but look at the team he hasn't had.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, that's why I said Nash is up there too.
He is up there. You know, now that I think about it, he should be up there because how many games has his team really been together? Like his whole team. How many games has his whole team played?
1.
I know with Harden, Kyrie, and Kevin Durant.
They had like 2 or 3, right?
7.
Oh, 7?
7
games.
Okay.
But then you got to think about the rest of the team because, Claxton is a big part of their team, and he's even out now. Yeah. Like, DeAndre has been out, or this person's been like, you know what I mean? Like, so,
they've been playing well, man.
He's done a great job.
Dang,
so definitely.
I forgot about Snyder.
Yeah, I did, too.
I'll probably have to give it to at this point, I'll give it to Snyder just because of what nobody saw.
It's not a sexy pick, though, so that's why I think he's not going to win it. You know what I mean? Like, I get what you're saying, but it's not, you know what I'm saying?
I think
what you think going to make more noise and more splash thing? If the New York Knicks coach get the coach of the year, right, that's going to be a bigger splash.
But you know what? Usually with the coaching, it is not about the splash. Right. So, but if he finished number one team in the NBA, they got the best record. You got to give it to him, man.
You probably do. You be like, it's Utah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got to. Like, all right, man. So, we're gonna talk more basketball later on. We're gonna wrap it up. Yeah, it's a lot of coaches, man. It's a lot of stories in the NBA.
And that's one of the biggest things. It's a lot of stories.
It's a lot of great stories in the NBA. All right, y'all.
Shout out to Julius Randle, man.
Yeah, he's been balling.
He balling.
It's time for this Stop It segment. It's coming up next. Don't go anywhere.
This is the Hall of Famer Marshall Faulk, and you're listening to 3 Point Conversion.
You're tuned into WWE Hakeville, AM 1100.
The opinions expressed during the sponsored programs on this station are strictly those of the program hosts, guests, and callers and are not necessarily those of Beasley Broadcast Group, this station, its staff, other advertisers, or agencies.
Big ups to our Sports Lounge crew for keeping the airways blazing each and every Saturday. But I want to send another special shout out to our team of writers at the 3 Point Conversion. You can visit us at the3pointconversion.com. You can also like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. How about the Gram? How about iHeart? How about Spreaker Radio? How about wherever you need it, baby? We got you covered. No mercy. Don't let up on him. Go hard on him, Mr. Controversy. Hit him with the stop it button.
All right, we are back inside the 3 Point Conversion Sports Lounge. I want to thank everyone who was listening or watching live. We definitely appreciate you. Still got to give another shout out to Auntie Marietta. What's up, Auntie? I see you. But I appreciate you. But I appreciate everyone who's listening and watching. And we ask you to continue to support the 3 Point Conversion Sports Lounge, but not just the 3 Point Conversion Sports Lounge. We ask you to support the 3 Point Conversion Media Sports Company in itself. And I also want to give a special shout out to my guy who is listening right now as well. This guy's actually getting his hair cut. My guy, Xavier Dontrell Jordan. What up, baby? Appreciate you, man. What up, man? We appreciate you, X, for listening to the show. Yeah, I said your middle name. We know you like that, bro. So we appreciate you, man. And we know we like to move under the radar, but you constantly grinding. So we appreciate you. He's a Knicks fan, so you know he was all into the show. All into the show, man. Can't wait till you get that little mini coupe running, man, and get that 500 horsepower back in the car. So anyway, appreciate you, sir. All right, y'all. It is now time for the most infamous, the most famous Stop It segment. Let's get it.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
Stop it! Stop it! Yes, S-T-O-P, new word, I-T. Stop it!
Stop it. Get some help.
All right, D, what you got, baby?
I actually got two. The first one is, it's a little old, but I got to bring it up. So to get drafted to the WNBA, you have to be 22 years old. The reason I'm giving it a Stop It, I don't even know who to Stop It she even really go to. But you know how they want to be. They trying to get it on the same level as the NBA and want to have the same, I guess, respect level or the same thoughts and the same options that the men have. But that's not no. They got to be 22. Like again, I don't know who to stop and go to, but
I think that's about to change too, because a lot of underclassmen came out this year, and
the best player in college basketball can't even go to the NBA.
But at the same, it's messed up. But I know college basketball is reaping
they're winning. Yeah. The other one goes to Von Miller, Nick Foles, and a couple of other players. They invested into this into this loan in Texas, right? Mm-hmm. Where they were giving out, payday loans, like doing that, and of course, it's taking advantage of the lower class people. My stop is just to them, just for know where your money going, man. And I don't know how he can come from under it. Whether it can be, what I actually thought about it myself. Hey, maybe he can look at every loan, because the business is defunct now. Mm-hmm. Look at every loan that needs to be paid off, pay it off for those people, and close the business down and just leave it alone. Because apparently you was making some money off of people in bad situations. That's not really how you're supposed to be doing things.
Stop it. All right, my stop it goes to a couple of New England Patriots, and shout out to Mike. This for you, Mike. Goes to Tom Brady. I ain't really gonna give one to Coach Belichick, because he didn't really say anything. He just don't like it. But Tom Brady came out and was like, like he didn't like the rule change as far as now you can wear single digits. Running backs from 1 to 49, and I think it's 50 to 89 or something like that. And he talking about it's horrible. It's gonna be horrible for football. It's gonna mess up football. Then he said because you ain't gonna know who you blocking for. The team's not gonna know who you blocking for.
Stop it.
What? Come on, bro. That don't.
It's the team wearing the other color jersey.
Right. And you know what you're doing. What are you talking about?
Tell Tom Brady to speak on these injustices.
Now, but you know what? I say this real quick. What is bogus about that is why they get to change the running backs, linebackers, wide receivers, right, or the DBs, right? But the offensive linemen can't. Y'all can't change our number.
They got to stay.
I mean, that's the rule in college football. Offensive linemen can't wear number 2.
That's messed
Offensive
up.
linemen don't get no respect, man.
Yeah,
They don't get no respect, man.
That wouldn't look right, though. You see a big old 365-pound, 6'8" wearing number 2. 3. Go ahead, G.
All right, mine goes to everyone involved with this lawsuit. I know, like, hardcore baseball fans know umpires' names. But this umpire named Joe West was apparently, I've heard the name, and I know he does he's a controversial figure among players at least. But he gets to stop it for filing this lawsuit, and he actually won the lawsuit, awarded $500,000 in damages in a defamation suit against Paul LaDuca, who used to play, I think he was a catcher for the Dodgers.
Yeah.
And
Paul LaDuca, my God.
The reason why he filed the lawsuit is because Paul LaDuca on a podcast, I think as a joke, was accusing Billy Wagner, the former pitcher, of bribing West to get a bigger strike zone whenever he came up to bat. It was purely a joke.
Right.
It's like, oh, you let him use your...
he done ran with it.
Let you use your car, to get a bigger strike zone. But not only that,
$500,000.
Not only that,
he won it.
Yeah,
he won the lawsuit. Not only that, LaDuca said that he was ejected 15 times, and 8 or 9 might have been by West. In the lawsuit, the umpire said he was actually only been ejected 8 times, and I only ejected him once. And maybe he would. I think LaDuca embellished because, look, if he had to deal with Joe West a lot,
right?
Like he was on his, so maybe the numbers are inflated or something like that. But because of those two things, one a joke and one bad math at the very least, $500,000.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, stop it.
Stop it. Wow.
Man, let me listen around to some of these podcasts and see if somebody said something about me.
I want to hear if someone says about like some referee or some NFL referee, man, he was always calling hold no beat, and then referees are here, and there are gonna be more lawsuits like this.
Because I posted, I asked, and I didn't want to get into it, but I asked, what's his name, Lou Williams, about when it happened. This is even before the video and everything came out. I was just saying, I would mention that the young lady, Micaiah Bryant, who got gunned down by the police, right? And I just mentioned, I didn't say nothing. All I said was, just what police shootings, and Micaiah Bryant, she got gunned down tonight. Bruh, on YouTube, when I said them jokers murder me, I'm glad you said that, G, because I'm going to look at this and say, I'm going to sue.
You get 500.
Give me 200. That's it, $200, because they probably ain't got money like that, but either or, man. But all right, man. Battlegrounds is up next, y'all. Can't wait. About to talk about it. About to do it. Keep it locked.
Let me break down to y'all what's so dope about the three-point conversion. First of all, everybody is a fan of the game first. Second of all, everybody is a student of the game second. And third of all, we're the average sports fan just like everybody else. We're not coming in here, walking with our nose tipped high, acting snooty, acting brand new. This is a grassroots organization. Bar none. The three-point conversion, where fans' opinions matter. Be sure to visit the website www.the3pointconversion.com. Get your fix, get your articles, multimedia, and everything else that you, as a sports fan, need. So again, the3pointconversion.com. It's where it's at, man, where fans' opinions matter.
This is Steve Atwater with the Denver Broncos, and you're listening to The 3-Point Conversion.
The 3-point conversion. The 3-point conversion. The 3-point conversion.
All right, we are back inside the 3-point conversion sports lounge. Y'all know when y'all hear this, y'all already know what time it is, man. Battlegrounds, baby. I know we've been out a couple of weeks and all that, but hey, we back full throttle now. So 2 weeks ago, we had a great battle. We had Damian Adams going up against my guy. I call him Tyrus Ray. I ain't even gonna lie, bro. Is the last name Ray or your first name Ray? I mean, I call you Tyrus, but then I see you on face as Ray. I don't know. So let me know, but I'm gonna call you Tyrus for now. This is my guy, but so it was a great battle. It was close. I was getting calls. People were texting me, and the winner is Tyrus Ray. Moved on, y'all. He moved on. So congrats, bro, and happy birthday too, man. Happy birthday, bro. I wanted to say happy birthday on the air, bro. So but yeah, he ended up winning. So. All right, this week, second round continues. We have Mr. Clarence Nixon back. He went over LaDonna, so he is back. First of all, what's going on, Clarence? How you doing?
Hey, how you doing today, Mr. Controversy? I'm doing well.
Good. Ready?
Oh, yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. And then we got last year's champ, the reigning champ, Mr. Danny Thompson, Mr. Famous. What's going on, Mr. Famous?
I'm trying to be like y'all. This is Saturday. I'm trying to be like y'all.
I don't be on TV on Fox News with how you doing, man? You good?
Let's rock and roll.
All right. So you all know the rules. 3 rounds. I'm asking one question per round. Each contestant gets a chance to answer the question. The first contestant goes has up to 30 seconds to come up with their answer in their mind or whatever they want to write down, whatever. And then I'll give you the signal. You let me know when you're ready, or if you're not ready within 30 seconds, I'll tell you, okay, let's go now. And you have a minute and 30 seconds to give your answer and explain why you chose your answer. And then after the first contestant goes, the second contestant will go right after on my call. And then it flip-flops and it flip-flops. All right. So I need your votes. Don't just listen to the answer. Listen to the explanation as well. So I need your votes. I need Clarence. I need you to pick a number between 1 and 62.
27.
Okay, Danny. I need you to pick a number between 1 and 62.
7.
All right, Danny, you got it. The number was 10. So, what? Don't say that. So, Danny, it's your choice. Do you want to go first, or you want Clarence to go first?
Clarence can have the ball first. Let him go.
All right, so let's go. And remember, I'm going to ask the question twice. Please listen to the question. I'm going to ask it twice. All right. So the first question. Let me get it first. Okay, here we go. Name a non-basketball player that would be the best two-sport athlete since 1990, or I'll say name a non-NBA player that would be the best two-sport athlete since 1990 that never played two professional sports. So you can't say Deion, and you have to name the sports that they would be good at, that they would play. So I'm asking it again. Name a non-NBA player that would be the best two-sport athlete since 1990 that has never played two professional sports, and you have to name the sports. Clarence, you have up to 30 seconds to come up with your answer.
A non-NBA. You said non-NBA player.
Yep, can't be an NBA player.
So I would say.
Wait, you ready? We're gonna get caught. You ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
All right. Let's go now.
If I had to get a guess, it would be the Cleveland Browns wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. It was I say him because I follow him on all social media sites, and he was more big and soccer, and he was all. I think the speed he has right now in the NFL, he can translate to the soccer because he's pretty fast, and he got long vertical range, so he can jump and kick the ball. So I think Odell Beckham would have been successful if he would have played soccer.
All right, Danny, it's on you. Let's go now.
I think the best two-sport athlete that never played, that could be a potential two-sport athlete, is Usain Bolt, the sprinter, the Olympic sprinter. Being at his size and being with the speed that he has, he is the perfect definition of a striker in soccer. Because with body position, the ability not to be a big, hefty size, and the fact that he can outrun anybody, Usain Bolt would be perfect inside of the box to be able to get shots on goal. Plus, he did play some kind of organized soccer growing up in Jamaica, so it kind of gives you the footwork that he already needs to succeed. Like I said, trying to stop somebody in the goal box that can outrun anybody. He's dangerous on fast breaks, and he would really be the ultimate striker if given the opportunity. Plus, he worked out with Manchester United, so they gave him a shot at it.
All right, that's round one. Danny, you up next. Clarence, you go right after him. So the next question, I'm gonna ask it twice, right? Name a cornerback from 1990, between 1990 and 2010, that could have the best chance to shut down Antonio Brown in his prime. Not named Deion Sanders, Champ Bailey, Darrelle Revis, or Charles Woodson. I'm gonna ask that question one more time. Name a cornerback, NFL cornerback from 1990 to 2010 that could have had the best chance to shut down Antonio Brown in his prime, not named Deion Sanders, Champ Bailey, Darrelle Revis, or Charles Woodson? And then you have up to 30 seconds to come up with your answer.
You said cornerbacks, right?
Cornerbacks.
Okay.
That's how you know the second round is taking a little time to come. You know, the first round, I got it, I'm ready. As soon as I got done. All right, Danny, you have 10 seconds left.
All right, let's go.
All right, let's go now.
When you look at someone like Antonio Brown, you're going to need somebody who's physical at the cornerback position. To me, a guy that's physical that can hold him in his prime would be Richard Sherman of the Seattle Seahawks. Richard Sherman's 6'1". And when it comes to physicality that is needed to guard Antonio Brown, you're going to need physicality. You're going to need somebody who's going to be able to play bump and run coverage. You're going to need somebody who's going to be able to stop him off the line. Don't look at the years in San Francisco when you look at Richard Sherman. Go back to the Legion of Boom Richard Sherman when he was playing man coverage. So you want somebody that can also be physical, can play man, play zone, and be smart enough to make all the right decisions. And besides, he went to Stanford, so obviously he does have some kind of sense when it comes to using intellect. So for me, physicality, smart, and the ability to make plays and size, I'm taking Richard Sherman.
All right. Clarence is on you. Let's go now.
I'm a big Antonio Brown fan, and I know, and I always say he was one of the best receivers in the game. But if I had to put a elite corner on him, it has to be Jalen. It had to be Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey for the LA Rams corner. The dude is physical. He got top near speed, and he has the size and ability to keep up with Antonio Brown. And the thing I love about him is he plays a mental game with his receivers. He wants to play a mind game first before they play like football. And if they buy into it, he feel like he has the advantage. And I think that when you need a shutdown corner, Jalen Ramsey is your guy. I think he's still considered one of the best corners in the NFL right now to this day.
All right, so we're gonna disqualify that round for both. Remember, the question said between 1990 and 2010. Richard Sherman was drafted in 2011, and I think Jalen Ramsey was born in 2011. So scratch that one. All right, it's round 3. Okay, you have to listen to the question.
He was born in 2000.
Round 3. All right. Clarence, you up first. Dave, you go second. All right, here's the question. Name the biggest rule change in sports, in a sport that has affected that particular sport in a bad way since 1990. I'm going to ask that question again. Name the biggest rule change in a sport that has affected that particular sport in a bad way since 1990. Clarence, you have up to 30 seconds to come up with your answer.
All right. I'm gonna start with the
You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's go now.
Now you said the biggest rule that made the sport worse. I think the worst rule it's in the NFL is it's in the NFL. It's in the NFL. Like the worst one. The worst one was not the pass interference when he was challenging. I think it made it more worse. The pass interference rule, when you get to challenge that, and I think it made it more difficult for the defensive coordinator because it gave the offense another chance if it was a penalty. So it destroyed it. It destroyed the NFL. Like we seen it against the playoffs and the Rams and the Saints. How that wasn't no pass interference, and that was obvious the pass interference, and it just destroyed the NFL, in my opinion.
All right, Danny, it's on you. Let's go Now,
I think one of the biggest changes that hurt the NHL itself was the fact of changing the size of goalie pads. Because the NHL was so desperate to find scoring, they decided to not only take the advantage of the goalie of using bigger pads, but they downsized the pads. They downsized the pads. Days that we saw of the Dominic Hasek in the 1990s and the early 2000s, the John Van Beesbrooks, the elite goaltenders, the Patrick Waugh, were taken away because of the fact that they shortened the equipment in advance to try to get the goal scoring game of the NHL, not understanding that guys are a lot bigger, stronger, and faster than they were back in the 80s. So I think the biggest rule change, because in trying to increase goals, how it made it worse was goalies are basically helpless, which, if the real hockey fans know, it's not a fun game to watch when the goaltenders don't have the ability to make the saves they're used to making. So for me, the biggest rule change that's affected the game in a negative way is the NHL goalies not having the padding they had, because the great goalies are not the great goalies they used to be. They're just basically guys sitting in that being shot at like a target practice.
All right. There you have it. Ladies and gentlemen, I need your votes. I need your votes. We're going to play this later on in the week so everybody can watch it, but I need your votes. Clarence, how you going to tell me I'm ready and then take you about 30 seconds to come up with it? Like, bro, you have up to 30 seconds to... Bro.
I had to let the question of...
But you should have just waited. You had to go. You got 30 seconds. Take your 30 seconds. You ain't got to rush.
I got to wait for the couple.
But anyway, man, good deal though, man. Good showing. And then Danny, shout out to Danny coming back, man. Y'all cracked me up. Both of y'all was like 2000. I'm like, what?
That was my fault. I thought literally my brain kicked into 2010, 2020.
Right.
It got me on that one. It got me.
Right.
I knew exactly. As soon as I answered it, I was like, I knew I should have went a different direction. That's my fault.
Right. Yeah. Mike just said. Somebody said. Daryl Green, Ty Law, yeah, like Rod Woodson. It was a live.
I would have went Aeneas Williams if I had.
Okay, right. Yeah, that was a good one right there. Yeah. But all right, man. No, I appreciate y'all. We'll play it next week, and we'll let you all know who won next week. All right. Thank you, gentlemen. We're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Have you been looking for a radio station that gives you sports?
I don't believe it! It's a touchdown!
Entertainment?
Are you not entertained?
And other special interest talk shows?
Well, isn't that special?
All on one app?
Yo, that's dope. What app is that?
It's the real 1100 AM app for WWE. Grab it for free in your Google Play or Apple App Store today.
Happy Saturday, sports fans. It's your boy Sherm, a.k.a. the Lord of the Beats, and you are currently inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge with my man's Mr. Controversy, D Intellectual, and of course my dog G behind the boards. Cheers to the freaking weekend.
All right, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. So we're going to go back to basketball, ladies and gentlemen. So I mentioned earlier, Steph Curry has been on this hot streak so far, man. He's balling. First of all, I want to give ESPN a stop it. You know, I be messing with ESPN, even though they always show me love. I don't know. So, but ESPN, you deserve this one. The reason why I say that was I think it was ESPN. Well, I don't know whoever came up with this. Talked about how Steph Curry broke the record for 11 straight 30-point games over James Harden at the age of after the age of 33.
Stop it.
So, who got the age of 34 and a half? Like, come on, man. Like, dog, just say he balling. That's it. Like, stop making up these dumb stuff. Yeah. 33. I can see if they said 35, I might be able to, a 30, like, you know what I'm saying? 33.
Just to make it fit the narrative.
So 37, yeah, he broke the record. Played the most minutes at the age of 37. Come on, man. Like, Yeah, dog, stop that. But either or, he been balling, right?
Yeah, they're shooting out
hot. They've won. I think now they were 6-5 going into last night. 6-4. So what is that, 7-3 maybe, which is good now, but them jokers still like 500.
7-3, yeah, and they did exactly at 500.
Yeah, 500. My question is, we brought this up again. What as great as Steph Curry and everybody saying MVP, for what?
Yeah,
the most valuable player in California?
He don't deserve no.
Yeah,
even the most valuable player in Cali.
Who? LeBron? Yeah.
I said Steph wouldn't even be the most valuable player in Cali.
I'm saying, I was saying like who would?
Yeah,
Kawhi, whatever. I'm saying,
Paul George.
They're winning. Yeah, the fact that they're not winning, so it begs the question: do you think that? Well, I'll say it like this. I'm not gonna make it bad. Do you think Golden State is better as a unit? Because I don't say is. Forget it. I'm just controversy. Is Clay more valuable than Steph?
I think that this is a collaborative effort.
It's
It's
right.
a lot that goes with it. You know what I mean? Like people ask, so Draymond finna go down as I think the first player to average more rebounds and assists than points. Right, but that's the way that they, that's how they need him. They don't necessarily need him to be trying to score 15 to 30 points a game. You know what I mean? Like he need to do what Draymond do.
It would help though.
Yeah, it probably would help some, but
because last night he had 17 assists and 12 rebounds. And only like 6 points.
And 1 point.
Right, but it can come to
he had 2 points.
I know.
It was 2 really.
He had a half point.
But they also won. So sometimes it can come to the detriment of the team, right? Like it depends on how he definitely had 2 points.
I know that
he definitely had.
He had 2 because I watched the highlights and he had he had a fast break layup. And that was his only field goal of the game.
Dude, if you knew somebody had 12 rebounds and 19 assists, you know that they had a triple-double, right? Like, you're going to be like, this dude got a triple-double, right?
Right.
Go over all the way to the end of the points.
You get
2.
Russ looked at that at disgust. Like, Russ probably rolled his eyes and he said, what? Please.
What? That look he gets?
Yeah.
He couldn't make nothing.
He couldn't do nothing.
Look, this tripping. Russ would have said
tripping.
But no,
the points is supposed to be the easy part.
Yeah, right. But and he only takes like 5 shots a game, if that. You know what I'm saying? Like he's turned into a better version of Dennis Rodman. You know how Dennis Rodman would take I know one game Dennis Rodman had over 22 rebounds and then have a field goal attempt.
Yeah.
But he usually averages like 4 field goals, 3 field goals attempt. That's Draymond right now.
But in the offense, I guess I know Steve Kerr does not want him shooting a bunch of threes. He'll give him 1. Or you can take 1 3. All right, 2, you pushing it.
Right.
But it's like he won't shoot at all. But it's maybe it's also the analytics thing where he won't if he's not shooting a wide open 3 because the teams will give him that. But he's only taking 1 or 2 a game. He's not driving the basket. He's not taking anyone off the dribble.
But when he get that open 3, do you see what he does now? He don't take it. He drive to the hole and create something else. You know what I'm saying?
Right, and that's where it helped with Wiseman just being ready to catch and finish. So and also with Oubre, he throws lobs to Oubre too.
Oubre been dunking like crazy, but I just wonder just with Steph. With him having this great, you would think
they were talking about
a player
this week, like the MVP.
Because a player of his caliber, dude, come in and shoot threes and just a former 2-time MVP.
You're not about to have no good 3 weeks and think you finna come take the MVP from somebody.
But not even right. But I'm saying for him to have a great historic week or 2-3 weeks run, when Jordan had his historic run, they were winning. If Kobe had it, they were winning. Harden,
that year that Kobe dropped 60 something, they were horrible, and Kobe got only a couple votes for MVP. You're not going, you know what I mean? Just because you're scoring 60 something, dude.
Right. And I'm not even on an MVP watch. I'm talking about just far as just the team. You doing all of this, and y'all, why are y'all only 500? Y'all have enough. I believe you would think with him and Draymond, you have enough.
And remember, I talked about that. We were supposed to have a conversation on here about that. I think we talked about it a little bit. What would it do to his legacy if they didn't get to the playoffs this year? Like, does it affect his legacy? This, that, and the third. You know what I mean? And I was always on the board of not it will kill his legacy or something, but how we sit back and when Russ lost KD that year, not just the year when he had his broken foot, but the year that he left and go to Golden State. Russ still has his team in the playoffs, right? Dame Lillard be out here with Jokic is on the injured list every year for 50 games.
Well, there's like Damian Lillard has not had since LaMarcus Aldridge left. He has not had a teammate who has won anything, like not named to an All-Star team, All NBA,
nothing.
I don't know if CJ McCollum was on the second team All Rookie, nothing.
And he consistently has his most improved team.
Okay, one accolade.
No, I'm saying I said they didn't even have most improved. They didn't even have the best assistant coach of the year. Nothing. The best top
and he
boy.
Consistently has them 4 or 5 and in the playoffs.
So look, another when Russ was out and Russ got hurt and KD had that Golden State team, they went to the playoffs. Yeah. I'm just saying, shoot, the best one is Julius Randle got the Knicks in the playoffs. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I've said this so many times, and people get mad when I say it. I've said it. Steph has a great game is good. When Steph is not playing well, if he doesn't have a great shooting night, he doesn't affect the game.
The game isn't affected.
It doesn't affect the game or his team at all. Like, and I mean like effective as far as like he does other things to get them winning. You know, that's what it is, dog. That's what it is. But speaking of MVP, the main talk has been so people want to put Steph's name in the MVP race, but we talked about it like 3 or 4 weeks ago. We was earlier, I think, doing All-Star break MVP at this point, and we talked about Jokic, Joel Embiid, and at that time it was Harden, but it's a wrap because like Harden might not even come back. Who do you have? I know back then you said Jokic. I can't remember what you said. You were saying Harden still if Harden is not out for that long, I think.
I don't remember.
I was saying that I think Joel, it depends, you know, how long he's going to be out. But now, who do you have now?
Joker. He's the only one that hasn't been hurt.
Yeah, that's a major
playing
factor.
Most of the season, and even though Jamal Murray went down, they were 4-1 in their last 5 just by losing last night.
Right.
Ben Simmons went down. The 76ers lost their last 2 or something.
Right.
3. So, you know what I mean? That's huge. Embiid still doing his thing, but I need you to still be winning. But you know what I mean?
Right. Now, to his credit, again, what's name is out, but with Joker, what's my man?
Murray.
Jamal Murray is out. But you had, and they were losing at one time. Then they start winning. But
Jamal Murray been out 5 games.
Okay, they were losing before he was. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So with they still have most of their team. Philly has lost Tobias Harris and Ben Simmons.
I mean, Embiid been balling. I think that's actually who I went with earlier. But the injury, man, like. Jokic just played the whole season. You know what I mean?
I get it. You still sticking with Joker?
It's kind of hard to say because, you know, if we want to consider record,
it's almost identical.
Yeah, I mean, but we're like no one's saying anybody on the Clippers. Some people may avoid saying Chris Paul because of his numbers.
I thought you were going to say because he's coach of the year. He up for that.
I mean, you can't win both. I don't know if that's in the rules. So
you can make an argument for PG.
You can, but nah.
But it's not a second choice.
But it's kind of like you don't want to.
Right. You want him to go into the playoffs not worried about nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just get to the playoffs, because if we see before the end of the season, if it like Paul George's MVP, and if we see a shot hit the side of the backboard before the end of the season,
we take it.
I want my vote back.
That's messed up.
Yeah, we can't let him live, but we not gonna let you live, PG. You got to own that one, dog.
For me, I would say I would have Embiid, and then Chris Paul is a close second right now.
Oh, so Joker not up there at all?
Wow.
No Joker at all?
Wow, G.
I got him third.
Wow. Why you have him third?
Because I'm looking at I want to see more as far as how they're playing without Jamal Murray.
Okay.
But with Phoenix having the better record, and it's clearly Chris Paul is the reason why they're the second seed.
Could you imagine Chris Paul getting MVP, averaging like 15 and 11 or whatever he's averaging?
What's his name did it? Twice.
Nash
did, yeah.
Now, Nash averaged like 28.
No.
Nash
He was averaging like
15 and 11.
And
Look
11
it up.
assists.
I'm about to.
Yes.
I don't think he ever averaged 20 points in a season.
He's averaged, I think, with the
or maybe once
Dallas, but that one year, the first year he averaged 19 and 11. The second year was like 15 and 11. Actually, Shaq can tell you.
Chris Paul's averaging 16 and 9.
Yeah, but Shaq can tell you about that second MVP that Nash won.
Oh yeah, he sure will.
Yeah, it was 15 and 11. It was 15 and 11. But either or, Joker though, man, Joker, the way he's been that team, they've been winning. Hey, they're asking, you got to do the rule. They ask you to give you a stop for the Chris Paul. That's the rule, G. I don't agree with it, but
stop it.
I don't agree with it though. I think he's. But anyway, when with Joker, I just think because he's that team, that's why they're winning. And this dude is almost averaging a triple-double at the center position.
All right, Nash won the MVP in 2005. Right up. Oh, I'm just trying to pull it up.
And I think 2006. No, in 2006 and 7, right?
He averaged 15.
Thank you. I told you.
And 11.5 assists.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yep.
And then the next year he won, and he averaged 18 and 11 assists.
Yeah.
11.
Come on, dog. They gave that to him. But either or, right. I think with Joker, I think the fact that he's almost averaging triple-double, they're winning, and it's him, and he's played every game. That's the only thing. Now, it's not.
That's what takes.
It's not Embiid's fault that he got hurt, but it's still this dude has been healthy.
It was LeBron's fault actually, wasn't it? Remember, didn't LeBron foul him hard and made him fall on his back? He missed a few games. But with Embiid has uplifted that team. It's a totally different team, but you could say that's Doc.
You can, but still, Embiid is averaging 30 now. He wasn't doing that. And I just saw this stat, which was weird. I couldn't believe Embiid and who was the other center? In the last 40 years, I can't remember who it was. They're the only, I think it was Moses, the only two centers to average over 30 points in the last 40 years. I was shocked. I couldn't believe that one.
For real?
Yes, I couldn't believe it. They put it up. Yep. So what he's doing is almost groundbreaking. I mean, besides Moses or Kareem. I'm sorry, it was Kareem. I think it was Kareem.
Yeah, I'm not sure because Moses would have won a scoring title in that case, but I don't think he ever won a scoring title.
But yeah, it was crazy. I couldn't believe it. But yeah, man. So
Wilt Chamberlain, Walt Bellamy, and Moses Malone, the only centers average 30 points and 10 free throws in the season.
That's that. But I'm saying the last 40 years. So, but either or, you just gotta. His defense is better than you can say the assist for Joker, but Embiid's defense is better than Joker. Like he's playing great defense, So it's gonna be tough, man. I don't know. Y'all listening, y'all type in, let us know what y'all think, man. That's.
So you say Joker? You say Chris Paul?
No, he said Embiid.
I had Embiid and then Chris Paul.
I still say Embiid.
How many games Embiid missed?
I know he missed 2 weeks, so I don't know how many games.
I know he's missed enough where he doesn't qualify for the scoring title right now.
Right, but he'll get it once the season's over. He'll be qualified for it. So
they've played 59. He's missed 18 games.
Yeah, that's 18 games.
That's too many games. He played 41 games this season. That ain't enough. That's
Yeah,
not enough
like you got to give it to Joker because he played. I know it's not Embiid's fault he got hurt, but still.
I mean, is it? Remember when we was talking to?
That sounds like giving it to him by default.
Remember we was talking about
by the end of the season.
Remember we was talking to Dr. Fowler. We was like, Embiid, one of them that hey, what is it now?
Oh, like when you walk into the office, we're waiting for you, man.
We've been waiting on you, man. We knew you would be here eventually at some point.
Say it with an attitude too.
So I mean, I don't know, man. Embiid.
I'd say Embiid, but
I'm just going with Joker.
Yeah, Joker.
And they've been hollering Joker all year anyway. Yeah. Embiid just gave them a reason just by missing the 18 games.
See, this is why.
That's like you said.
That's how it go though.
So when people say that these awards are driven by narrative, this is kind of the stuff that we mean. It's like, oh, he missed too many games. Who's the next guy? Oh, well, his stats aren't good enough. Who's the next guy?
No, so a Joker would already be like the first two guys you look at. Then you'd say, okay, Joker and Embiid. Then you're like, hey, well, it's Joker because Embiid done missed 18 games. Probably by the end of the year, he gonna miss 20 plus games.
Dang, dog, why you put that on him like that?
Well, it's because he's already missed 18, right?
Dr. Fowler?
He gonna miss some games for rest.
Right.
Right?
I'm about to say Dr. Fowler talking about, hey, okay, good. We've been waiting for you. Hey,
he gonna miss at least 2 more games because of rest.
Yeah,
just rest.
Well, no, not honestly, maybe not because the way they playing.
Right, he hasn't. He actually hasn't because he said play me in the rest of the game. He gonna miss another game or 2 just based off rest.
I don't know
because even with they record,
that coach Brooklyn's like a game behind. They can't afford that. That's why I don't think they would do it.
Yeah, they like a game off or something like that.
They can't afford that, so
we'll see.
But, all right, man, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back for some more sports. Keep it locked.
Oh, yeah, because whoever...
Have a sports injury? Need to see an orthopedic doctor? Ortho Atlanta is one of Metro Atlanta's largest orthopedic and sports medicine practices, providing orthopedic and sports medicine care for the whole family. With 37 physicians and 14 offices, the practice provides the highest level of care for injury of muscles, joints, bones, and spine. Ortho Atlanta offers convenient access to a full range of musculoskeletal surgeons and specialists. Ortho Atlanta also offers on-site physical therapy, pain management care, MRI imaging, and workers' compensation care. The Ortho Atlanta surgery centers in Austell and Fayetteville provide cost-effective, same-day surgical procedures in an accredited outpatient center. Hip, knee, shoulder, back pain? Ortho Atlanta has you covered with specialists in all areas. Same-day appointments, orthopedic care for the whole family. Ortho Atlanta, Atlanta's choice for orthopedic and sports medicine care. Learn more at www.orthoatlanta.com.
Yo, you chilling with the 3-point conversion sports line. It's Chad Johnson.
All right, we are back inside the 3-point conversion sports lounge. So, real quick, your boy Ronald Acuna. We talked about him, giving love to the Braves. He was hurt for a little bit, but he shouldn't be outlawed. I don't know if he came back last night. I didn't watch it. I was covering them 2 games. But look, number 1 in home runs. Number 1 in runs batted in. And I think he's number 1 in batting average. And he's number 3 in RBI. Sound like MVP. I know it's early, but the way he playing, man. And I think he just He
played last night.
He played. Think he'd be the face of it? I think he could be the face of the league. I think so, man. I think that's what they want. They want some young guy coming in like that. And he's doing it.
They at least want a guy who
ain't making $340 million.
Well, no, they want a Mike Trout type player whose team is actually good.
Right. That's what and that's what they want. And Braves, they GM again, man. We need to get him on the show because he the MVP.
Yeah, I want to know how
The
he
deal-
signed. Not just him
and
Albies. Albies deal is like ridiculous. Like, dude, like how? Even when they signed it, I was like, dude, what are y'all like? Why would you do that?
Right, but the fact that you got an MVP candidate on there, and
he make $220,000 a year.
He made the league minimum. He made a league minimum.
No, he gets a per diem.
Right.
But anyway, so let's rock with baseball for a moment. What I think, and everybody, listen to baseball. No, if you know baseball, you would like this segment. You would like what we're about to talk about because it's almost the get off my lawn segment. But is it? So it's a bunch of rules that MLB has changed. And first of all, we all know that MLB was the most traditional sport in sports, right? It always has been. Nothing changed. Only thing changed from like the 60s and the 80s was the baggy pants. Then they went back to the baggy pants, but that was it. Like, but now, the last few years, they've made a lot of changes. First of all, let's stick with the and I like that. I like going back when they had the what is it called? They did an interleague. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, that's dope.
And I think everybody
That's
wanted
dope.
to see that. Now they play each other. That's cool.
Yeah, and it brings excitement. Like imagine being in Chicago during the
watching
the
Yankees
Cubs
or something.
Cubs and the Sox. Like going to those games.
Right.
Are like,
yeah,
that's
ridiculous. Right.
Going to the Yankees and Mets game for New York.
Right.
That's you know what I'm saying. Like we don't have to wait for them to go to the World Series.
But it was just then it was just weird to see the Yankees and the Cubs and stuff like so. That's cool.
Right.
But then you got rules. You can't block home plate if you're a catcher. No, I'm sorry. You can't block home plate if you're a catcher, but then you can't run into home. You can't run over the catcher if he's standing in front of. Then they changed it. That's when they changed. You can't block home plate. But the overtime, not overtime, extra inning rules, play on second base. Mm-hmm. I told you watching the game and and they went to extra innings, and I stayed right there. And I was like looking on my phone. When I looked back up, dude was on second. I'm like, dang, he must have got a double. And I'm trying to look at the stats, how he get there, and I forgot about it. But the double header now, what is it?
I can't stand.
You can't double header. You
7
innings, right?
Like that's disrespectful,
right? And then now it's a I didn't know about, but remember we were talking about off the air that now like it's not a rule per se, but it's an unwritten rule. So it used to be where umpires would be able to call their own strike zone. Like
right.
You had an umpire that it was this guy might like it high corner, he'd give that to you. Some might like a low, Now everybody sticks to the procedure. This is what it is.
There are some hardcore Braves fans that are happy about that because they still think about Levi Hernandez.
Right.
National League championship.
Shoot, they can't say that because
look, man.
If that's the case, what about Greg Maddux in all them years he was painting that corner, depending on who the. So, but you're right though. But so the question I want to ask is,
at least Maddux was close. Hernandez was in the other batter's box.
That is true. You're right. So my question is, are we to get off our lawn? Are we talking that, or is it more of we have a point with these rules?
I think it's a combination of both. We talked about it a little bit. With baseball, it's kind of one of them. You keep it how it is, but there are some things that need to be changed. But even so far as they trying to take the mound back another foot, like come on, man, like right. Some of the stuff you're doing, you're trying to help other things, right? Like you're trying to help scoring, or you're trying to help home runs, or
Well, I think like changing the ball, like okay, there are too many home runs. Mm-hmm. And they're looking at but there are also a lot of, like we talked about in quick hits, there are a lot of strikeouts. There are players trying to hit home runs instead of just trying to hit the ball.
Right.
It's like with the NBA, threes or dunks. For baseball, it's home runs or nothing.
But also, what has went into that is things like the shift. You know what I mean?
They're trying to get rid of that.
If you got 8 people on one side of but I put that on
the hitter. If you can't hit it,
if you can't do this, then hey, this on you. You should be able to. Sometimes, bro, real talk, right? Sometimes you should be able to bunt the ball over there, and you can get a double.
I do not understand.
Like if you see that they do, why don't you just bunt that ball?
But there are players they probably don't do that. And
They
for
don't
a certain
bunt.
hitter,
They can't bunt.
because those guys have been focused on trying to hit the ball as far as they can, that they can't run.
Do you know that sometimes the third baseman is at the second base?
They be when
the shortstop is all the way in right field.
Right, G. And you see the left hand hitter,
and you be like,
he's steady. The left hand hitter steady trying to pull it.
Like, he's still trying to pull it,
bro. Like all you got to do is push the ball over there.
But I see with that.
I be cussing at the TV.
It's taking the. It's in a way. I understand changing some things, but you're taking the strategy out of the game.
Yeah,
like the shift is the strategic move. Like, okay, this guy can't hit opposite field. We're putting everybody on this side
until he prove us wrong. Until he prove us different. Then hey,
like, and we know he can't. He's not fast. So even if he does bunt it, we could probably still get him.
That just kills me. But still, it's a lot of stuff in baseball.
But they're trying to encourage more things.
But are we wrong for that though? I know we're
I mean,
okay.
not like
Look,
some of
the
it,
intellectual is 32. You know, since I'm 41. You know, he don't like. I'm 41. But it's like, no, am I 40? I can't even remember. Damn, I'm tripping. But either or, the fact that I'm on my 40s and it's like watching these games and watching them do that. I wonder, is it more so because I'm like, I'm so used to this, or is it because these rules are stupid? To me,
I think it's just the rules stupid because if we were like that, right, we would be mad when Tim Anderson flips his bat. You know what I mean? If we were, we wouldn't want Tatis to do this or like that. No, so it's not.
There's certain like things that people are mad at. Like with that, it's. The kind of thing that turned me off the baseball sometimes is stuff like that when like the player flips the bat and the other team gets mad. I know, like don't show any emotion.
Don't let me hit a home run there.
They glad I ain't playing baseball. I was just thinking about this the other day. I was like, if I played baseball,
man, I'll probably keep the bat till I get to second base and flip it.
But the crazy thing was, it's an inside thing or unwritten rule because Deion Sanders never did it. And you know how flashy he is. He was never he was with Yankees.
He ain't hit too many home runs.
Right, but I'm just saying, right. But with the Yankees, Steinbrenner was having that anyway.
Yeah, he could even have facial hair.
It's crazy. Here's another rule that I knew this was to get off my lawn. And I had to think about you tripping, Raphael. When they did when they took away the intentional walk, it's just like we don't walk.
Go.
I used to get mad at that first.
I'm still mad at it because who knows if this pitcher might throw a wild pitch. You know how many times I've seen a wild pitch on an intentional walk?
Yep.
And not only that, you know what you're doing also? You're keeping the pitcher's pitch count down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't agree with that rule.
That's true.
I feel like you should have to throw because again, I'm going back to I've seen enough wild pitches on an intentional walk for it to be like, hey, I think you should throw these 4 pitches, dog. You know what I mean? And again, you saving him. Let's say you do 2 intentional walks. That's 8 pitches. That's some innings, right? You know how somebody have a quick inning, 8 pitches? That's huge.
But you know what? At the same time, though, the reason why I was tripping because that is like kicking an extra point when the extra point was
at the 2.
Yeah, it is kind of like that. Like you could miss it, and we've seen it every now and then. But for the most part, that was like the most.
I mean, I get it, but hey, that's part of the. You know what I'm saying?
Another thing that's
getting off my lawn. That's to get off my lawn.
Yeah, this might be a get off my lawn thing at least for y'all. Is I think the Atlanta League is also experimenting with making the bases bigger.
See,
to encourage more stolen bases. And
that ain't gonna make me want to do no stolen base.
So I don't know how it's gonna help, but
so when we were talking with
they just trying stuff.
with the umpires in their strike zone, we talked about why that was, because they was about to get fired and they was finna get robots, and this is what's gonna happen. We know exactly what this is gonna be, and the umpires was like, hold on,
right, we good,
we got it.
But when I read about that, I thought it was going to be like some actual robot or machine behind home plate.
Me too.
I was like, if the player gets bad, he's got a weapon.
He gonna tear that robot
But
up.
I think they're going to do it like how they have in tennis, where you can see if the ball is in or out. It's going to be something like that.
But would you get suspended then? If you
beat up the robot with the bat? Yeah.
How many games you gonna get?
50.
Why? You ain't even hurt nobody.
You are destroying equipment. Your own and the leagues.
It definitely would be like that tennis thing though. But now who you gonna argue with? Who
That's baseball.
Who Tony La Russa gets thrown out from?
Come on, man.
You can't even get out there and argue.
That's baseball.
You got to make a phone call to argue.
We do sound like get off our lawn.
Hey,
baseball, man.
I got to argue.
Yeah, it's baseball. Arguing, all of that stuff, man. That's part of baseball.
Way off topic, but just thinking we talking about baseball. I'm just sitting here thinking about Ozzy arguing. Ozzy can't get no job.
I know, right? He messed up with that. What he got?
It was basically, it sounded like he supported Fidel Castro.
Yeah, it was a rap. Ozzy, my God.
And
all
he
right,
was
man.
managing the Marlins. Like you don't do that in Florida.
Yeah,
You hear that music, you already know what it means. It means that it's time to let you go. But before we let you go, we have a couple of shout-outs. Stay tuned because you might be one of them. First of all, I give a shout-out to the Almighty God for giving me this opportunity to do what I do, say what I say, make you upset, mad, want to give me a stop it button. God, I appreciate you. Thank you for this opportunity. I also want to give a shout out to our guest, Derek Worley. Appreciate you for coming on, bruh. Want to shout out Clarence Nixon and Danny Thompson for participating. Definitely want to shout out my guy, G. You got anything you want to say?
I'm going to take a nap again.
Me too.
Shoot, I wish I could.
Too. It's raining too. Ooh,
Yeah,
that's going to be some good sleeping right there.
Yeah. I don't know. I might. It depends. But damn, shout out my guy, D Intellectual. What up, D?
What up? By the time you get home, you ain't even going to be tired no more.
I know, right?
You be fully dressed, ready to go. Just give a shout out to everybody always continuously listening to us. We appreciate y'all for always tuning in and being a part of what we got going on here, man. We appreciate y'all. Family, friends, love on them. Appreciate y'all for always tuning in.
Yes, sir. And I want to shout out to this show, I didn't say at the beginning, we had a great show. It was fun. It was cool. The show was dedicated to Uncle Kelvin. That was for him, man. He passed away almost 2 weeks ago, so that's why I was out.
Rest in peace.
So rest in peace is for you, Unc. That's why we gave it another great show. But also want to give a shout out to my family, beautiful family, lovely wife, lovely children, my nieces, nephews, uncles, aunties, grandparents, parents, step-parents, who else? Brothers and sisters, and play cousins. Make sure you love on family. Let family know that you love them. Love on them while they still alive, where they can feel it. Eat good. Hey, if you at the house, have a couple of drinks. You know what I'm saying? Get you a drink this weekend. You might need it. I do. Also, man, just be safe out there. Wear your mask. Watch sports. Until then, next week, same time, same show, same crazy host, same sports nonsense. Will you miss me? I'm out. Peace. You just got done listening to the 3 Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Be sure to follow us on our Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook accounts at the 3 Point Conversion. And also make sure you check out our website, the3pointconversion.com. Be sure to follow us live and listen every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern.